Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Module 2. In this module, we're going to discuss why AI-resistant activities are essential. You're going to learn how to create them, learning a framework for creating AI-resistant activities in your classroom. You'll practice this by matching framework elements to definitions, and you'll design a learning event for your classroom using this AI-resistant activity framework. Our due dates, we have a discussion that has two due dates, September 25th and 28th. And your final 2.5 assignment for this module is due September 28th. So let's get started. You're going to open with a discussion here. Before we do any learning, I want you to talk about AI-resistant activities. So what you're going to do is you're going to watch a TED Talk talking about why we need to resist the intrusion of artificial intelligence into our learning. And then referencing that video and at least one personal example from your class illustrating some kind of moment of student growth, talk about why it's important that those things aren't supplanted by artificial intelligence. Your initial post should be 200 to 400 words long. After you've posted, please, as usual, post a reply to each of two of your colleagues' posts, supporting their posts and asking substantive questions that encourage a conversation. Again, your initial post is due September 25th, and replies to two of your colleagues are due by the 28th. So here's where you're going to do the learning here. You're going to have a look at this slide deck, which will show you the framework for creating an AI-resistant activity. There's 4 steps to the framework: the environment, engineering activities, educating students on AI, and enforcement of appropriate AI use. We're going to talk, and you'll see that there are strategies for each one of these 4 frameworks. So there's strategies here for setting the environment. There's strategies here for redesigning a task or engineering. There's strategies here for learning AI tools, helping students learn. And there's strategies here for enforcement, for verifying the work. So it's important that you realize that there are 4 steps to this framework, each of them beginning with E, and each of those framework steps has strategies associated with it. Refer back to this Google slide deck as needed throughout the module. Here's a fun matching activity that you can do to match the 4 framework steps you just learned to strategies. So you'll take the quiz and you can do a quick fun matching activity. This is not marked. This is just for your amusement and edification. Now the assignment here is for you to design an AI-resistant learning event. So I want you to think back about a time that you thought, I'm not sure if this student's submission really represented their actual learning. Maybe they used AI. So you've just learned a framework with the 4 E's: the environment, the engineering, the education, and the enforcement part of creating AI-resistant learning. So what I'd like you to do is now create or design an AI-resistant learning event. You're going to use the framework and open a sheet I've given you. Make a copy of this sheet because that's the sheet that you will turn in. You're going to open your Atlas curriculum site and choose a lesson that you'd like to make more AI-resistant. The worksheet will give you all of the instructions you need. You'll be submitting the information as a text, copying information from Atlas into the worksheet, summarizing your current lesson plan, writing at least one strategy to implement for each of the 4 AI-resistant elements. Then you'll rewrite the lesson plan, including the 4 framework strategies that you just wrote. You'll then end with 2 reflection activities: reflecting on your anticipated successes, challenges, and your thought process, and reflecting on how becoming a designer helps you meet your long-term goals as a teacher. So you can submit the worksheet as is by simply sharing it with me, or you can submit it as a video or an audio file if you wish. Just make sure that anything you submit, if it's on Google Drive, is shared so that anyone at our school can comment. And you can share it as a URL file below. That's it. This was a very short unit. Should only take you a week to do the discussion, the framework, and the assignment. And once you do that, you realize that you have learned how to make a framework for creating AI-resistant assignments. You learned how to design an AI-resistant learning plan, and you reflected on how creating these activities actually aligns with your long-term goals as a teacher. Have a great day, everybody.